I think if we're honest about it, synodality is a call to, in many ways, return to the early spirit and style of the church, and it's a very traditional and conservative thing, in fact, that we're being asked to do, to go back to the early church and to draw inspiration from the way in which people prayed together to make decisions and used a form of authority that was more circular than hierarchical. We as a church, I think, have had many, many centuries, if not millennia, of this experience of a hierarchical church, which gives a lot of clear directive and centralizes authority and establishes a kind of clarity and universality, but often at the expense of participation, of engagement. And so this synodal turn of the church is no small thing. It's a paradigm shift. And in order to, in a sense, embrace a paradigm shift, we actually have to go through our own conversion of our attitudes around authority, our attitudes toward the other, the ways in which we think about the complementarity of our vocations. So there's no sort of easy way to move into synodality and to assume that everybody can just pick it up and run with it. There's a lot of unlearning that we have to do before we can learn our way forward into the synodal path. Maybe Sandra has some thoughts about that too.
You know, David, listening to you, I'm reminded of something that Cardinal Gregg kept sharing, that beyond the synod beyond being an event we attend or a series of reform and results we aspire to in terms of changes in the church, a synod, he said, is above all something we become. So this illusion you're making around being conformed, being renewed in our being, is one of the main, I feel, purposes of synodal formation. It's not just about enacting a list of changes in our parishes or the global church, but it's a way of being that is rooted in listening, in mutual appreciation, in this commitment to learning and growing together. And one of the elements in the document that really struck me was in, I think, point 142, that was inviting us to be conformed, to live a life according to the Spirit. So it's a synodal formation that genuinely transforms us, and that is not just intellectual or technique-based.